The following program is brought to you by Pizza Productions.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to an all-new episode of the Totally Unnecessary Wrestling Podcast. Fucking Erik is my special guest today.
Fucking Erik. That's
Fucking
my
Erik.
name. Fucking isn't my last name. It's my first name.
Yeah, that's how badass you are, bro. So you fucking
It's
Erik.
my suffix.
You suffix, motherfucker. Well, hey, man, we just sat through 4 hours of what was a somewhat eventful Money in the Bank pay-per-view, man. What are your immediate thoughts coming off 4 hours of professional wrestling?
Oh, man. Gotta admit, the women kicked ass.
The women did kick ass.
I mean, all around, I think the whole thing was pretty entertaining. There's some matches that took a fucking long-ass time to get going, but ultimately, we saw some pretty intense shit.
Well, I was, and coming off, the pay-per-view, the immediate thoughts is, man, fucking A, that women's Money in the Bank ladder match and the Ronda Rousey Nia Jax match.
Yeah.
Were all pretty good little segments. I was texting with my regular co-host, Cody, throughout the night, and his thoughts were that it was pretty fucking underwhelming, but, in my opinion, just as much as yours, I thought that was kind of the highlight of the night, outside of the AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura match.
We'll
get to the actual results, but fucking A, what a match, right?
Yeah, no, that was certainly a good one. That reminded me, some old school shit, Like, you ain't getting out until somebody bleeds.
Motherfucker's bleeding. So, all right, man, we'll go ahead and kick off and cover what was a very eventful Money in the Bank 2018. The pre-show is what kicked us off. For all you West Coast viewers that started you started your afternoon off at 3 p.m. The highlight of the pre-show was the Bludgeon Brothers, which is Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, defeating Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in 7 minutes, retaining the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which, Eric, me and you, unfortunately did not see this.
We did not watch, no.
No, so.
We got started a little late, so we missed that one.
My call earlier this week was that the Bludgeon Brothers would go over, and so they did.
Well, there you go.
Hopefully, only 7 minutes. I mean, it doesn't really feel like that was given too much time to go, but God knows we had 4 hours to go this night.
Really. I mean, I like it, but come on, man.
Well, we kicked off the main card with Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. We saw Daniel Bryan defeat Big Cass by submission in 16 minutes and 20 seconds, which, in my opinion, was a pretty fun opener.
Yeah, no, I thought that match was pretty good. Boy, Big Cass, that guy's fucking big.
That guy's fucking big.
I see why they call him that.
It was like you made the comment when he first came out and they got on the big screen. It's like Big Cass. You take away that C, it's big ass, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's what the crowd was chanting most of the time.
He shows a lot of potential. Like, Big Cass does show a lot of potential. It really seems like if you give him a little bit more seasoning, he could definitely take the ball and run with it.
Yeah. I mean, he's developing. I haven't really seen much of him, so I couldn't really say. But
So
Daniel Bryan was cool, though. I mean, he
solid opener.
put on a good show. They put on a good show.
Solid fucking opener right there, man. Moving right along. I mean, not much else really can be said. I mean, Daniel Bryan was Daniel Bryan. It was kind of a quick... I mean, the match went a good distance, and it was kind of surprising seeing Daniel Bryan tap out Big Cass for the second pay-per-view in a row, because this is their second match. They fought at Backlash like 2 months ago.
Huh.
And it was the same outcome, Daniel Bryan beating Big Cass, which that first match really wasn't that good, but the second match here was a lot better, I thought.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens on SmackDown. I don't really see another match between them unless it's on TV, but I'm pretty sure that feud is pretty much done and over with. Going to our third match of the night, we saw Bobby Lashley defeat Sami Zayn in 6 minutes and 35 seconds.
Man, Sami Zayn, he tried to get the upper hand right there at the beginning, but boy, his physique wasn't enough. Bobby Lashley, dude, he beat his ass. Like, straight up, he beat him like a red-headed stepchild.
The crowd really did not give a shit about this match.
No,
they were pretty
They were pretty bored with it.
But it was still fun seeing Bobby Lashley throw Sami Zayn around. I mean, I was giving you a little bit of I mean, you're kind of coming to this pay-per-view, you know, not necessarily being the biggest wrestling fan. So a lot of this, you know, I'm providing you some background. And I was telling you about how Sami Zayn is, you know, he's definitely well enthralled within the punk rock community. And
and that's cool. I'm glad they have their own image, but got his ass beat.
He got his ass beat.
Plain and simple, big ass black dude beat the shit out of him.
Moving on, Seth Rollins defeated Elias to retain the Intercontinental Championship in 17 minutes.
That one, it started slow, and it was kind of like, seriously, man, like, this is boring. It was kind of just like punch and kick-a-thon. But then,
there was a lot of punching and kicking.
But like, maybe 7 or 10 minutes in, when they started fucking going high risk,
they kind of kicked it into that next gear.
Yeah, and I got to admit, from what I've heard, I mean, the whole play the acoustic guitar thing, and Elias. Guy kind of comes across as a douchebag, but he tried to step it up wrestling today. So, I guess you got to make your mark when you're at a pay-per-view. So that was his chance, and he did pretty well.
Based on the way Seth Rollins won it with the quick roll-up, I anticipate we're going to see more of Seth Rollins versus Elias. I don't think.
I don't think that's over either.
I think they're definitely going to extend it to next month at Extreme Rules. If not, maybe just blow it off on TV. I'm not too sure. But I definitely I enjoyed the match. Like you said, it kind of started off slow with Elias. It was really kind of his proving match, man. Like, he really had to bring it to the table. I was like...
that intro was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I like the shtick. I can get behind a good walk with Elias' segment.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was pretty funny hearing him say that, Chicago ain't worth it. But...
Well, it's like you were saying. He was playing... at least he was really playing the guitar.
Yeah. No, I'll give him that. He actually was playing the guitar, so...
Definitely.
There is that.
So yeah, again, I don't think this is the end of it. I definitely see this match feud continuing. Moving on, we went to the Money in the Bank ladder match for the Women's Championship contract, which in this match we saw Alexa Bliss defeat Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon, Lana, Naomi, Natalya, and Sasha Banks in 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
Dude,
Erik!
That was a badass match. Straight up. Those bitches beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And, I thought Naomi was going to take it a couple of times. But all around, I mean, everybody had their chance at some point in that match. It was just who had the energy to keep getting up and keep trying. But, I mean, high-flying moves, high-risk, fucking people getting slammed into... I mean, it was great. It was every bit as what one of those Money in the Bank matches should be. I mean, seeing somebody get awkwardly slammed through fucking, through ladders, some high risk maneuvers. It was good all around. I thought.
I think the women continue to really show that they can keep up step with step with the men. I really think they brought it tonight, and I think it was a little bit I wouldn't say it was out of nowhere, but Alexa Bliss winning, I mean, I think she was definitely one of the top favorites. I really kind of thought Charlotte was going to take it. I thought if we were going to see a dark horse, I thought we were going to see Natalya or Becky Lynch take it, but Alexa Bliss taking it, I mean, we're kind of going down the road that's already been gone down. I mean, this is what we were just coming off of with WrestleMania and Nia Jax finally beating Alexa Bliss. We've seen Alexa Bliss as champion, which we'll get down more on that later. But nonetheless, it was a solid match. They worked their asses off, dude. They really fucking brought it. Again, they showed that they can go toe-to-toe with the men, which is what I was trying to fucking say in the first place before my words got the better of me. Next, following the women's ladder match, we saw Roman Reigns defeat Jinder Mahal with Suni Singh in a singles match at 15 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm really surprised they let this one go. The crowd didn't seem too much into it. They were kind of more into doing the weight. But dude, they wrestled a solid match. Dude.
Yeah.
They moved quick.
Yeah. No, and it's kind of another one of those matches where at first it was kind of like they just didn't have the crowd energy. Crowd was bored.
Well, I think a lot of that is like with Roman Reigns, Eric. I mind, kind of going back to it, like we were talking about earlier. The crowd really hates this guy. Like he's really like he's supposed to be pushed as a fan favorite, but the crowd is really trying to send a message to Vince McMahon that hey, we don't fucking want to see this guy shoved down our fucking throat. Which by seeing him in a mid card match like this, it's obviously a good step back. He's not the focal point of the show. Which moving forward towards SummerSlam, I think we'll talk big picture here at the end. But I'm not too sure if Roman Reigns really is a factor into that.
Well, I mean, he bled from the mouth at least.
It was a solid match.
Yeah, it was a solid match. It was never. It was relatively entertaining, but just the crowd just was not in it. I mean, when you can do high risk maneuvers and people don't even get that crazy about it, like you got to know that people are just
I thought it was
whatever.
I thought it was pretty fun with Sunil Singh in the wheelchair and him coming to life and pushing Roman at the beginning of the match into the
at the very end there they got pretty savage, and when he fucking he speared the shit out of him. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool, man. So I mean, it is what it is, and it'll definitely be interesting tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw to see where Roman Reigns is going and where he's factored in moving forward. We saw next the singles match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, which was Carmella defeating Asuka at 11 minutes and 10 seconds, which a large part of Carmella's win can be associated to a returning James Ellsworth, which was a very shocking moment there on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Yeah, it came out in this weird mask, and apparently that totally tripped out Asuka, and
she was scared. Like, she showed legitimate terror within those
So
moments.
there must be something to that. I'm sure we'll probably hear more about that.
Again, Carmella wins with the shady roll up. I guess I've been pretty adamant about how I was getting pretty fucking tired of Carmella, but them adding James Ellsworth, are back into the mix. Like I was a little upset when he got canned here 6 to 9 months ago. I'm glad they brought him back. I'm glad that they're putting them back together, and definitely, hopefully, an interesting summer moving forward for the SmackDown Women's Champion.
You gotta know that ain't gonna be the last of that fucking feud.
Oh, of course not. Of course,
right?
Not.
That whole development right there was just kind of like, okay, we're teasing this. Hello.
Again, just like the Intercontinental Championship, it's not over. We're gonna see more of that moving forward. But yeah, I mean, Carmella, I guess you could say she continues to improve, but I'm glad it really didn't go the distance. It was only 11 minutes and 10 seconds, and it's an interesting storyline moving forward, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, we saw, and then our 8th match of the evening, we saw AJ Styles defending his WWE Championship and retaining against Shinsuke Nakamura in 31 minutes and 15 seconds, Eric.
That match of the night, hands down, just complete human body destruction. I mean, this is like back in the old school days when they go back in the set and fucking powerbomb somebody through a fucking pickup truck. I mean, it's like literally like this is the old school fucking beat the shit out of each other until you can't move. Straight up.
This feud has been building up since January, Eric, since the Royal Rumble. I mean, you watched the Royal Rumble with me this year when Shinsuke won and AJ retained against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And, dude, hands down, again, match of the night, but match of the year for WWE, in my opinion, on the main roster so far. This match lived up to the hype of what an AJ Styles Shinsuke Nakamura match is supposed to be in the WWE. And the closing moments of seeing AJ Styles shooting that phenomenal forearm into Shinsuke Nakamura over the through the table, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is a thing of beauty, Eric.
Well, really the turning point was that one part where Nakamura landed on his knee weird. If he hadn't have done that, it could have gone the other way.
Yeah,
I mean, that match was, they were very evenly matched.
They were.
And, it seemed like, God, how long are they going to be able to keep this up? Because there was a couple of 9 counts.
There was a couple of moments where I really thought Shinsuke was going to take the title, especially there at the end, man. I really thought that the moment though that popped me the hardest, because like the whole last couple of months, ever since Shinsuke turned into a bad guy, They've been really selling this ever since WrestleMania. Was the low blow. Like, basically, Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania low blowed AJ Styles after AJ Styles had retained. And so it basically started his heel turn. So it's kind of been the storyline the last couple months with these ball shots. And you finally saw AJ Styles get his, get his revenge on Shinsuke with the ball shot, heard around the world. Man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no shit. Hashtag ball shot heard around the world.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, like if you didn't watch this pay-per-view and you don't want to watch anything else, go find that ball shot.
Find that GIF, bro.
I mean, it is straight up, full on unprotected kick in the nuts.
Yeah. Moment of the night. I popped the hardest at that.
And you know what? He got up afterwards.
Yeah.
Which
he made the 10 count. It was amazing. That match was just hands down.
It really was.
That was a 5-star match in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If Dave Meltzer doesn't give this shit 5 fucking stars, like, I don't know what the fuck Dave Meltzer's fucking rating,
Right.
I don't know, man. Great match, dude. Great match. And going on to another very surprising fucking match. Going into the singles match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship, there was a lot of back and forth discussion of, like, how well will Ronda Rousey do? How well will she do? She was in the ring.
Said it's her second match, right?
Second match. She was in the ring with 2 Hall of Famers at WrestleMania, one being Kurt Angle, who is a Hall of Famer, and Triple H, who fucking owns the company and is generally guaranteed to be a Hall of Famer at some point. Yeah. Nonetheless, there was like question of like how well will Ronda Rousey do in her first singles match, and honestly, dude, that was a passing grade in my opinion.
Yeah. No, she did it. I mean, look who she was fighting.
Yeah.
She's fighting somebody that's twice her weight. How often your first match in the fucking league you fucking have is against somebody that's twice your weight?
272 pounds, bro. 6'2". That's what they were building Nia Jax.
That's a big person.
It's a big lady.
Straight up, and you know what? She did the best she could. She really did, but
just like the selling that she did, and just like kind of just being that natural athlete and being able to like quick just like adapt to wrestling within the last like year of only like a year of training.
And she would have won.
Yeah.
If what happened had not happened.
Which gets us to the results of Ronda Rousey defeating Nia Jax by disqualification by a returning Alexa Bliss, cashing in her Money in the Bank by taking out Ronda Rousey, and then...
So I'll set the scene for you. So basically, Ronda had her in a submission arm lock. She was going to go down. Any second, she would have gone down.
Yeah, it was over.
It would have been over. And then at the very last minute...
That's how Alexa Bliss comes in, smashes Ronda Rousey with the briefcase, takes Ronda out. Basically, Alexa Bliss destroyed the shit out of Nia Jax's already damaged arm. Ronda Rousey did the dirty work. She got it ready. Yeah. Alexa Bliss just completely cashed in. And Alexa Bliss, ladies and gentlemen, is the new WWE Raw Women's Champion, defeating Nia Jax in 35 seconds.
Yeah, there wasn't much fight there. I mean, she was fucked up. They'd already done a whole match, and that arm was fucked.
Yeah.
You could tell that she could not do anything about it.
Which we already talked about how we kind of like just got off this whole Alexa Bliss train of her being the women's champion. She had a pretty substantial reign the last couple years between the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championship. But again, I'm not saying I was done with Nia Jax as champion, but I'm intrigued to see where they're going at this point.
Well, guess who's gonna be pissed?
Ronda fucking Rousey. That's who's gonna be pissed.
I mean, she had that shit in the bag. 2 more seconds and that would have been a submission.
She would have fucking tapped. Nia would have tapped.
But, championship right there. I mean, shit. But, that's what happens in these matches.
That's how the fucking the cookie crumbles in this one. Alexa Bliss, your new women's champion. Moving on to the 11th match of the night,
Seriously,
Erik.
11.
At this point, I was kind of like, I was looking forward to seeing who was going to win Money in the Bank because it's always exciting. But at this point, I'm like, it's 7:45, guys.
Yeah,
like,
I got shit
all right,
to do.
I gotta get home. We gotta record a podcast. Like, let's get this going. We saw Braun Strowman defeat Bobby Roode, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Rusev, Samoa Joe, and The Miz to become Money in the Bank World Championship contract holder. Braun Strowman, motherfucker, is a beast.
He's a beast.
Monster among men.
So, and I kind of saw this one coming because of the whole way the match developed from the first place. So, basically what happened at the very beginning. Everybody teamed up because they were scared as fuck of Braun Strowman. I mean,
wouldn't you be?
Monster
among men.
So they all attacked him, and they thought he was taken out. And so then they went on to go fight the match. Well, just when everybody had laid themselves out, guess who crawls out of the fucking rubble? Braun fucking Strowman. And so, on his way to the match, he knocked like 3 people out, and then they tried to fucking hit him. They tried to tag team him with a fucking with a ladder. He fucking just charged right through it like it wasn't even there. Knocked their asses out. Walked up into the ring, fucking got the shit. I mean,
it took it just like that. It wasn't even a question. Wasn't even a question of who was going to take it, Eric. I was, I really thought Braun Strowman was like the most obvious pick. And so like based on that bare factor of him being the obvious pick, I didn't necessarily think he was going to win. But with him winning, I'm not necessarily disappointed because I really think that, here we are, like I said, with Roman Reigns kind of falling out of favor, it seems at this point with management, it really does appear that Braun Strowman is the one that's eventually going to dethrone Brock Lesnar's record-breaking title reign. He's got
to be the only one badass enough to do it.
We've seen Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman face off once before, and that was last September in Los Angeles.
Ooh, man.
One of, I think it was in the No Mercy pay-per-view. But Braun Strowman lost to Brock Lesnar, which was not a very well-received WWE Universal Championship match.
I can imagine, yeah.
But apparently, it looks like that would be your match for SummerSlam.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who's gonna stand? I mean, who else could stand up to him?
I was kind of hoping that Seth Rollins would maybe drop the Intercontinental Championship and would go on and factor.
He suplexed Samoa Joe like he was a sack of potatoes.
Dude, he was throwing everybody around. There was not even a question of who was going to win it tonight. Yeah. I was really kind of hoping Kofi would take it.
I'm just saying, like, Samoa Joe's the only guy even close to as big.
Yeah.
And he just chucked him like last week's meat. I mean, that was pretty fucking crazy, dude. At that time, though, I got to say, I was feeling pretty fatigued.
Yeah. 4 hours is a little too long for a pay-per-view, in my opinion.
So I'm glad ultimately that match went pretty quickly.
Yeah. It was a pretty, they don't even have the match time on Wikipedia as of yet, but it was ultimately, it went by pretty quick. They got us off pay-per-view decently. No, it wasn't too late. I think when I looked at it, we were like 13-minute overrun maybe at the 4 hour mark. But all in all, dude, like I thought it was a pretty, for the most part, well done pay-per-view. I knew the Bobby Lashley Sami Zayn match, I knew it wasn't necessarily going to be the best match, but hey, Sami Zayn put in a good effort. Definitely match of the night, Shinsuke versus AJ, dude.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, Elias had a good run.
Yeah.
The women kicked ass.
Yeah, I think ultimately, really, the women were the most impressive for me this time around. It's just how fucking savage, dude. Holy shit.
They
don't give a fuck.
They live up to the hype, dude. WWE Women's Wrestling lives up to the hype, bro.
Yeah, I know. I was really impressed by that. And, not a lot of dicking around between the sections either. Like, there's a little bit of talk and build up for some of the fights, but not really.
No, they went.
It was pretty wham bam, It
was a smooth transition.
Pretty smooth transitions. And I think if you're going to have a pay-per-view that's 4 fucking hours long, you gots to do that because you get burned out, man.
Dude, fucking New Japan Dominion a couple weeks back, dude. We saw Kenny Omega win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Okada, which I know you're not very well versed in Japanese wrestling, but that whole event clocked in at 5.5 hours. Imagine and think about it, because when it comes on live here on West Coast, it's like midnight. So you're literally staying up until like 6 o'clock in the morning if you're watching it live.
Wow, it's
amazing.
That's wild.
At least WWE keeps it to a bare 4.
Yeah, no shit.
So, all right, Eric. Well, fucking hey, that was Money in the Bank 2018. You got any shows coming up? You got anything to plug here coming up?
Yeah, show next Saturday, Prison Q's.
What day is that, Eric?
Wait, I guess that would be.
We are looking at the 23rd of
June
2018. Bruising Q's. Fucking Bad Habit, man. All right.
Yep. With acid teeth and the plot sickens.
Fucking A, Eric. Well, hey, man, we want to just thank you for coming on the Totally Unnecessary Wrestling podcast, man. It's
Cool, man.
It's wonderful to have new talent on here, man, and we'll definitely have to have you back on, man.
For sure, man. For sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you with all of our regularly scheduled programming this week on the Totally Unnecessary Wrestling podcast, to the Dragon Ball Z Happy Fun Time Hour, and the podcast that no one listens to. All new material this week. We will see you next time. America!